Hey guys, it's Sapphire Star 9145 here, and this is a tutorial on how to draw a cute little chibi girl. So, first thing we're going to do is start with the drawing. And all we're going to need for the drawing is we're going to be using a mechanical pencil, and you can use any kind of eraser. So yeah, we're just going to start with the drawing. So the first thing we're going to do for this chibi girl is the basic sketch of the shape of her body. So, let's start by putting one line down. This time we're just going to use a ruler and just put like a straight line coming down like this. This will help a little bit. And now we're just gonna, that's all we're really gonna need to use that ruler for. Now we're just gonna start making the head. So the head is gonna be at the top of this line here. And we're gonna start by just making like a sort of oval shape. So, we're just gonna start. This oval shape is gonna be pretty long, and then at the bottom of this oval shape is gonna have a sort of little curve. So we're just gonna make the top part here. Try to make it like even according to that middle line that we just put with our ruler, to make it like as even as you can, and sort of taper down as it comes below. And now this is where it becomes a little bit more tricky. So here we're just gonna put this sort of bean shape. So it's just gonna come out, this sort of curve right here on both edges. On both sides, it's gonna have these little curves coming out, and then it'll just curve around. So it's sort of like a bean little cheek, really cute thing. So yeah, now we're just gonna bring it around to the chin. You can make it pointy or you can make it really round. We're gonna make it kind of round this time. And yeah, that's like the shape of the head. And we have the center line already. You can keep like erasing and redrawing to make it like as even as you can. And keep it like the right shape if you want to be like really curved or like not too curved. But yeah, we're gonna make it a little bit like this. And now we're just gonna put like another line. We put a vertical line. We're gonna have a horizontal line to show like the eyes sort of. So we're just gonna put it like at this part, at the really low on the head. We're gonna put this line. We're not gonna use a ruler this time. If you want to, you can, but this is just like a little guideline. We don't really need to use a ruler, so we're just putting it down like that. And that's like the basic head. We're just gonna add in two little ears on the side, right in this sort of corner here, and just add the little shape of the ear, sort of like this. And now we're gonna move on to the rest of the body. So, the rest of the body, she's gonna have sort of like a pose where her arms are sort of like coming in close to her body. But the first thing we're gonna do is just put in like her torso, sort of. Actually, first we're gonna put her neck, actually. But for this chibi, since it's a chibi, the neck is gonna be really tiny. You can hardly even see it. We're just gonna put it in really lightly here, this little neck. And now we're gonna put in a few lines for her shoulders. So her shoulders are just gonna be kind of small, not too big, just small like this. And then we're gonna start putting in this part of her body, and we're just gonna make like this kind of oval bean shape like this. And you wanna make the chibi kind of chubby to make them look really cute. If they're too skinny, they won't look as cute. So we're just gonna put this shape like this here. And now we're gonna start putting in the arms. So for the arms, we're just gonna start by putting in the first part of the arm coming out from the shoulder. It's coming in really close to the body like this. And the other one too. Try to make it so that the elbow, this elbow is about like halfway down the stomach, sort of. And we're just sort of clearing it up. And now we're gonna put this circle here to show like this is the elbow right here. And these two parts are the elbow, and then the rest of the arm is gonna be coming up close, tight to the body like this. So we're putting it like this sort of shape, trying to keep it like close to the body and kind of not too skinny, right, to make it look really cute. And now we're just gonna show like a little circle just for the hands, sort of like this, just little oval shape to show like where the hands are and all that. So yeah, that's like the upper part of the body, and now we're gonna put in the legs and all those things. So for the legs, actually we want to make this a little bit longer actually. So I'm just gonna erase the bottom and like make it a bit longer, just because that's what I think would make it look a little bit more good, like more correct, because it was kind of like too short. So I'm just making it a bit longer, and then I'm gonna start with the legs. So we're gonna start with putting the thigh So the thigh is just gonna come down here, one thigh like this, and I'm gonna put this circle here to show like the knee. I'll put another circle here in the same spot so that the legs will be even, and then making the other thigh on the other leg. And now we're gonna put the bottom of the leg, and it's just gonna be, this is kind of like her legs are sort of pointing inward, so her legs are just gonna have this sort of like curve. So they're coming in like this. They're like that, and then you're just putting the other side of the leg, sort of make it a bit curved, though this is a chibi, so you don't have to put too many details. Now we're just gonna put the feet I mean, are gonna be kind of pointed, not really too detailed like I said before. So sort of like that. So there you go, you have the basic sketch of your chibi. So yeah, now we're just gonna start putting in more details. So first thing for more details is just basically the hair, the eyes, the clothing, and all those types of things. So we're gonna start with the facial details. So we're gonna start with the eyes on the face. So the face, you already have this one center line here, and from the center line you're gonna make one more line sort of like right up here. You can make the eyes pretty big. I'm gonna put the line maybe right over here because I want to make the eyes pretty big. So this is like the lines that are like, this is where the eyes are gonna be, in between these two lines. And now I'm just gonna make two ovals. So this is like basically the shape of the eye. These two like long ovals like this, I'm gonna make them really wide and really round to make her look really young and really good. And then now I'm just gonna start with the second one. I'll try to make it as even as I can and like the same as the other one. Just making it like the same round sort of shape. Okay, so there we have those two little ovals. That's basically like the shape of the eyes, or where they're gonna be. So I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit, get all these like little smudged areas out. And now we're just gonna start adding more details. And like when we made this oval, try to make it not too like dark, make it very light, because the ovals are just sort of like the sketch, right? So now we're gonna start with the actual details. So for the details, we're gonna start by putting the top eyelids of both of the eyes. So the top eyelids are just gonna follow the shape of our last little oval sketch, but they're gonna stop like halfway down here. This one is a bit like higher than this side. This one's coming down a bit more. And you can put eyelashes. I'll put a couple of eyelashes because this is like a girly kind of style. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. Try to make it like the same as we did with the last one, the same like size and everything. And now we're gonna put the eyelashes on this one. Just sort of flick your pencil like that. And now we're gonna make the bottom eyelid, which is a lot smaller. This one's gonna be kind of long, just sort of coming out like this, and then curve in a bit at the edge. And the same thing on this side, curving in and then coming out. And now that's basically that, and we don't really need this rest of the circle that's here, so we're gonna erase that. So erase here and over here too on this side. Okay, and maybe a little bit more down here actually. You can keep like moving it around and like erasing and redrawing until it looks good. So yeah, that's like the shape of them. And now we're gonna put in the little pupil. So for the pupil, it's gonna be just like another little circle on the inside. She's gonna be kind of like looking inward, kind of like this. So we just have this sort of round shape, and then we're gonna have a highlight sort of like coming in from the side over here, like this. And now we're gonna do the same thing to the other eye. Make it sort of coming inward to make it look like she's looking like to the center, and then we're gonna have that highlight sort of like coming into the pupil, like that. Try to make like the highlights on the same size, and like the same side, like on the same side. If you put them like this one in the middle and this one in the middle, it won't look good. You have to make it like on the same side of the eye. So yeah, and I'm trying to make them the same shape too, this sort of like ovalish shape. So yeah, those are like the shape of the eye. And now we're just gonna be thickening some parts. So we're gonna thicken up here a little bit, and maybe thicken like down here where it like touches the bottom line, make it kind of thicker. Same on the other eye. And now we're just gonna make the pupil. So it's just gonna be sort of like a black darkened out one in here. I just made the outline for it just to make sure it's like the right shape before I like black the whole thing out. Just make the outline like this, and then I'm just gonna shade it in totally black like that, and try to make them like the same size on both ones, or else it'll look like uneven. And now I'm just gonna sort of make this a little bit curved on these two parts here, because it's sort of like still black at the top kind of, and then getting like color at the bottom. So I'm gonna make them kind of like a round section like that, and then you can shade it in if you want to. I'm just gonna shade it lightly, and then like sort of make like a gradient so that it gets lighter at the bottom and darker towards the top. So there you go, there are the eyes. And I'm just gonna thicken the eyelids a little bit more and put in like the eyebrows and all that. And yeah, put the eyelid, and the eyebrows are gonna be kind of like coming up a little bit because she looks almost kind of surprised. So they're just gonna be sort of up here like this, coming up like that. Kind of making them thicker in some areas like this. Okay, so there are her eyes. And now we're gonna start with the rest of the face. Now we're gonna just make the nose. The nose is gonna be on this center line here. And we're just gonna make sort of like a triangular shape, just coming off to one side. This kind of nose. If you want to know more about like how to draw noses, you can go to my other tutorial, which was like how to draw noses and mouths. But I'm just gonna make this sort of shape here. I don't really want to like go into too much detail about it, but anyway, we're gonna make the mouth now. And the mouth is just gonna be kind of like an open mouth, sort of like this. So it's gonna be pretty small, not too big. Just sort of like coming down. As it comes down, it's gonna get a bit wider, sort of like this shape. Now I'm just gonna erase a little bit and edit it and keep it looking the right shape. So yeah, that's basically the mouth. And I'm gonna make some little blush on below her eyes, on her little cheeks here, just lightly like this. Okay, so there's all of her like face details, and now we're gonna start with the hair. So for the hair, it's gonna be sort of like bangs and then kind of like a long hair. But the one thing about this hair, she's gonna be having a headband. So we're gonna have this headband in her hair. It's gonna be sort of like a flower sort of headband. Like it's gonna come around and there's gonna be a little flower on the side. So we're gonna start by just making the shape of that headband. Try to make it a bit round to show that it's like going around the shape of the head, like not too flat. It's just coming up over here. And this is like a chibi cartoony style, so you don't need to make it so like realistically like correct. You can just do it sort of like cartoony, right? It doesn't need to be perfect. And we're gonna make like the flower now. So a flower is up here on this side, and I'm just gonna erase this top line of the head because it's just in the way, and we're gonna overlap the hair and everything too. So we're just erasing that. And now we're gonna put in the flower. This flower is very cartoony, like I said before. You don't really need to focus on making it so detailed, but that obviously is up to you, however you like to do it. If you like to make it really like detailed, or if you like to do it like very simple. But anyway, we're just putting it in like this. Try to make it like getting bigger towards here and then kind of smaller towards the back, so it looks kind of like perspective almost. Sort of like this. And then I'm just gonna put some lines in the petal over here to make it look kind of like it's sort of folding in. And I'm gonna erase a few more parts, this line of the headband that the flower is overlapping right here, sort of overlapping these lines. And now we're gonna make the top line of the headband, which is just gonna come and be kind of thicker towards the middle, and then just getting smaller kind of down here like this. Same on this side. Okay, so that's basically the shape of the headband. Now we're gonna start with the rest of the hair that's sort of coming like towards the shape of it. So now this is the bangs. So for the bangs, we're gonna have a lot of sections. So first we're just gonna map out the sections a bit. There's gonna be one section up here, sort of like this. And then another section sort of curving around like this. And the same thing on this side. Okay, so now that we've basically outlined the sections, we're going to start putting in the strands.